The consumer attitude also depends upon the marketing and advertising campaigns. It varies from one person to another person. It is their personal aspect and also it is subjective based on their perception, based on their assumption on the particular brand of product. It varies from one person to another person. It is their personal aspect and also it is subjective. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I am Mr. Hemant Kumar from the Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, MYSURU, the Temple of Excellence. Today we are going with the subject Consumer Behavior, Session 3 of Unit 2, that is Individual Determinants of Consumer Behavior for 5th semester BBA students. This is agenda of today's session. We are going with the concept of nature of consumer attitude. Here we are going to know about attitude of different varieties of consumer, and also we are going to study about psychological factors that is going to influence a customer to make a purchase decision. It may be motivation, perceptions, learning, belief and attitude. These are the concepts that we are going through in today's session. Nature of consumer attitude. So when it comes in terms of a nature of a consumer attitude, it is a complete characteristic of a customer or a consumer in purchasing a product or a service, right? So we can see a number of consumer, we can see a number of options in a market, right? So one consumer attitude, his behavior is characteristic, his situation is not similar to other consumer. It totally depends upon where he is going to live and how he is going to purchase a commodity or a product. It totally depends upon the situation which he is being. Here, first concept is subjective. Consumer behavior, it is subjective, right? So consumer attitudes are personal and subjective, right? So as I said, it is their personal perceptions or assumptions of an individual customer which varies from one person to another person, and also it is subjective. It does not remain constant. It differs from situation to situation and also consequence to another consequence, and making them difficult to measure objectively, right? So a customer, he is going to purchase a commodity, right? He have a number of objectives among which he is going to choose a better one which is suitable for him for that particular situation or condition. Means while purchasing a product, he is going to go through a process called decision making process. So we had gone through the decision making process in a previous unit, right? So he is going to make a decision of a purchase and finally he is going to purchase a commodity, and at the end of the day he must end up his experience with satisfaction or dissatisfaction. As I said, there are two factors which is influencing a consumer's satisfaction or dissatisfaction. Number one, expectation of a consumer. Number two, performance of a product, right? Again, consumer attitude are dynamic. It keep on changing from one generation to another generation, time to time. As the trend changes, the attitude and perception of the individual customer keep on changing. Means as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, we are supposed to adopt a new technology, new system, and also a businessman must get updated to a trend which consumer get expected, right? Attitude can change over a time due to new experiences, right? So if a person have a new experience of a new product, so if it is very good, he get addicted for that particular product and he become a loyal customer for that particular brand, right? So he keep on using the same kind of a product again and again, repeatedly, he become a loyal customer because his perception is when compared to old brand of product, this new brand of product or a new variety of product is very good to me, right? So I keep purchasing a same kind of product rather than purchasing a old product. Means there must be upgradation as per the trend, as per the generation expectation. Information or shift into personal values and belief. So based on their values and belief also, people make a purchase decision. Values keep on changing, so generation keep on changing, right? It is in a dynamic environment. So they had given a wonderful word for the business environment. Business environment is dynamic in nature, it's not static, because whatever the activities that is going to happen in a trend or a generation, a business environment also keep on updating from time to time as per the need, as per the want of a consumer, right? Because it is consumer centric. Whatever the good that is demanded by consumer, it is the obligation of an entrepreneur to facilitate him by such a kind of a good or a commodity, right? Hence, we can say that it is a dynamic environment and business environment is also customer centric. Consumer attitude is multifactored. Customer attitude is influenced by various factors, that is multi-factor. Factor number 1, marketing and advertising campaigns. Okay, the consumer attitude also depends upon the marketing and advertising campaigns. Depending upon the advertising activity and marketing activity, the consumer get attracted towards that particular product and he purchase particular product and adopt the product for his lifetime. Number 2, personal values and belief. So each and every individual customer, they do have a personal value about the particular brand of product and they do have one particular belief. It is dependent on the geographical location which he is going to live and also depending upon the group he is going to survive. So his decision is totally dependent on the surrounding environment where he is living, right? So it is personal values and belief that the intention where a customer or a consumer he do have on that particular brand of product. Lifestyle and culture. So lifestyle of each and every customer is not similar. It varies from one person to another person, one group of people to other group of people, and also their culture. So there are different varieties of customer from different cultural background. Based on their culture and also based on their lifestyle that they are going to make a purchase decision. Social status and reference group. Hence, it is also an attitude of a consumer. Consumer may make a purchase decision based on his social status or a position in the society. There are lots of difference between a government servant, he is going to purchase a commodity, a common man, he is going to purchase a commodity, right? And again, reference group. It's a group of people where they are going to influence each other to make a purchase decision. It totally depends upon their needs, wants and preferences. Situational factors. These are the factors that is going to influence a consumer for the purchase decision depending upon the situation which he is in, right? So one situation is not similar to other situation. A customer or a consumer, he want a commodity or a good as per that situation. Say for an example, a good is a need today but it is not need tomorrow. Okay, so it may be a need for a consumer as per today's condition, but it is not a need for a particular customer or a consumer for tomorrow. It differs from time to time and situation to situation. Say for an example, in winter and rainy season, we prefer to have a jerkin and raincoat, but when it comes in terms of summer season, we won't prefer to purchase such a kind of commodities. Hence, it differs from situation to situation and season to season. Such as physical surroundings and time. It also depends upon the time, right? So this time, that time. Okay, so this time it may be required, that time it may not required. And also it is dependent on physical surrounding. Means physical surrounding is a group of people who is around us. Okay, so how they are going to influence us, we keep on purchasing a product based on their influence. Means there is a interlink between a group of people each other where they are going to influence each other for making purchase decisions. Next one, context dependent. Purchase decision also dependent on the context or a situation where he is going to face. Attitude can also vary based on the context and situation in which they are formed and expressed. Okay, it totally depends. Not inherent means attitudes are not inherent, means attitude are not inherent as per that particular condition, but rather developed through a complex interplay of factors. Okay, so it is a complexity in the role that is played by a various kind of a factor. Based on that particular factor, the customer may dependent on that particular entities. The last concept of unit 2, that is psychological factors of a consumer behavior. So here we need to know about various kind of psychological factors which is going to influence a customer to make a purchase decision. Next concept is psychological factors of a consumer behavior. This is the last concept of unit 2, that is psychological factors. So as I said, psychological factors are the internal factors that is going to influence a customer to make a purchase decision based on his assumption, based on his perception, based on his mentality, based on his knowledge. Okay, so based on his knowledge, he is going to make a purchase decision. Here, these are the internal factors that is going to influence him to make a purchase decision, right? So a first internal factor is a motivation. Okay, so as we had gone through hierarchy of need theory, right? So these basic need are the motive for the people to make a purchase decision, because without need, no customer is going to purchase a commodity. If he is going to purchase commodity based on his need, right? So based on his need, he is making a purchase decision. That is a kind of motivation for the people to make a purchase decision. Number 2, perceptions. So based on their perceptions also, customer, he is going to make a purchase decision. Hence, it is a psychological factor which is influencing a customer to make a purchase decision. Okay, perception are the internal impression on the particular brand of product. Based on their impression, okay, based on their knowledge, based on their expression towards a particular product, they may make a purchase decision. Say for an example, so if I say I want to purchase Apple iPhone, so what will be my impression? What will be your perception towards that particular product, right? So everybody like Apple iPhone, everybody want Apple iPhone because due to its brand image and durability and name and fame of the particular mobile, right? So it is based on their perceptions, they make a purchase decision, and based on their learning, each and every customer, they go through a experience of purchasing a commodity or a service. Say for an example, today if I purchase a commodity, if I have a good experience, repeatedly I keep on purchasing the same kind of the product throughout my lifetime. So if I have a bad experience, I won't suggest anybody to purchase that particular product, nor I am going to purchase that particular product, right? So it totally depends upon the customer, his experience. Here I am going to learn something out of it based on my experience, based on the experience of my group of people, right? So it totally depends upon my surrounding environment, based on their experience, that they are going to influence me. If they do have a good experience, they influence positively. If they do have a negative experience of a particular brand of product, they do influence negatively. Okay, so want or no, that is about learning. If I purchase any kind of a product, I am supposed to learn something out of it. Okay, so whether it is a positive, whether it is a negative, it give a complete clarity regarding a purchase decision of a future needs and wants. Belief. Belief is an internal perception of an individual customer. It differs from one person to another person based on their perception, based on their assumption on the particular brand of product, that we call it as a belief. Okay, so I believe that Samsung mobile is more durable, but somebody else that they are going to believe that Apple iPhone is durable. Okay, according to me, Samsung mobile is better. According to somebody else, Apple iPhone is better. Okay, it totally depends upon the belief that they do have on the particular product or a brand of product. Attitude. It also depends on their attitude or a personality. Okay, so one person's attitude is completely different from other individual customers' attitude. Okay, so their attitude is different, their perception is different, their learning is different, belief, motivation. Okay, so these all things are differs from one person to another person. The main objective of a marketer to satisfy a need of a customer with a minimum cost. Okay, so what happens, a marketer is going to satisfy the customer by doing various kind of marketing activity, and also by facilitating a product which is as per a need and want of a customer with the affordable price. So customer get satisfied, means a particular product must not lose its quality and quantity as well. Okay, so what happens if a entrepreneur, he facilitated his customer by a good quality of a product, okay, with affordable price. So what happens, all the customer become loyal customer for that particular brand. And also this thing dependent on the competition and a competitor, how they are going to compete against this person. Okay, hence we can say that this psychological factors are the factors or internal factors of an individual which differs from one person to another person, and knowingly or unknowingly these factors keep on influencing a person to make purchase decision. It may be his motivation, it is a motive to make a purchase decision. It may be his perception or a assumption to make a purchase decision. It may be his learning from past experience or a group of people that he had learned about that particular product. It may be his belief or attitude towards that particular product, or it may be his attitude. Okay, so these are the factors or internal factors which is going to influence a customer to make a purchase decision. This is a very important concept in the exam point of view. They may ask this question for 10 marks. Please note down this point, dear students. In the next session, we are going with Unit 3, that is about environmental determinants of consumer behavior. Okay, so here in Unit 2, we had gone through individual determinants of consumer behavior. In Unit 3, we are going through external or environmental determinants of consumer behavior. As of syllabus, in Unit 2, we had learned the internal factors that is going to influence a customer or a consumer. These are the internal factors which is going to influence a customer or a consumer to make a purchase decision. In next unit, that is Unit 3, we are going to learn about environmental or the external factors that is going to influence a customer or a consumer. Both the units, Unit 1 and Unit 2, it is very important, but the contents of internal and external factors that we had gone through in Unit 1 itself, but in Unit 2 and Unit 3, we are going through that particular concept in depth. Thank you.